The thing that everybody is talking about is Tank came out and said he was gonna retire. Is that really happening?
That's his decision.
Yeah,
that's his decision. I can understand where he's coming from, though. I totally can understand.
Like, I have a house on the island. Y'all won't see me again. Type shit.
Dude, Tank doesn't punch that hard. Tank really doesn't punch that hard. It's just he lands a clean shot, and a lot of us are either too small or completely dehydrated.
Leonard Ellerbe recently shared why Tank Davis is considering retiring in 2025. He explained that boxing has changed, and no matter what a fighter achieves, fans are never fully satisfied. Believes this can be frustrating for someone like Tank, who
completely changed his life. He's definitely very confident that he looks at a lot of things differently now than he did probably 6-7 years ago. You know, and that's the whole maturation process of men and women. You know, you grow as a person.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I'm sure that probably has a lot to do with his mindset.
So he is serious about retiring.
If that's what he said.
Yeah.
And we all heard him.
Yeah.
Right.
He hasn't told you anything about it?
No.
When you first heard it, was you shocked or you kind of...
Not at all.
You knew it was coming?
Well, because boxing is different. Boxing is different. It's different. The fans, not all, but they're never going to be satisfied. I'm just being honest.
Mm-hmm.
Damn right.
It's never good enough what you do.
Yeah, no matter what you do.
And so sometimes that can be frustrating, annoying, but his decision is more about what he said it was about. You know, it's more to life than just something that you do for a living.
Yeah, and the fans don't want you to...
They think that because, you know, and you have a lot of respect for the fans who pay their hard-earned money to see you fight.
Yep.
But you have a life outside of boxing.
Yeah.
has given so much to the sport while Davis is still at his peak. The pressure and expectations may be pushing him toward an early exit from boxing. Gervonta Davis had previously announced his intention to retire from boxing by the end of 2025, however. Following fight against Lamont Roach, which concluded in a majority draw, Davis has reconsidered his retirement timeline.
I wanted to ask you, earlier in the year you spoke about retiring after 2025. How does a result that maybe you weren't expecting or a result that you didn't think you deserved maybe change the course of your plans for your future?
Yeah, it definitely changed my plans. It definitely changed my plans. I probably got like 4 more fights now, for sure.
The unexpected outcome and the subsequent criticism from fans have prompted him to extend his career, aiming to address the dissatisfaction surrounding his recent performance. Shakur Stevenson, the WBC lightweight champion, has expressed frustration over the stalled negotiations for a fight with Davis. Stevenson emphasized that he cannot wait indefinitely for Davis to agree to, and stated that he does not need Davis to advance his own career.
Tank holds all the cards. You know, he's the cash cow. He's the one, like I said, who makes these fights happen. I just think that he should go on ahead and move forward and fight Shakur, and put that Lamont Roach fight on hold. That fight will be there. Lamont Roach is not going anywhere. Lamont Roach now has a lot of fame, a lot of notoriety after this fight. In my opinion, I think that Tank should just move on and go forward and fight Shakur Stevenson and give the fans what they want to see.
This sentiment highlights the challenges in arranging high-profile matches in the current boxing landscape, in response to the criticism and calls for him to prove himself. Against elite opponents, Davis has questioned Stevenson's accomplishments, implying that Stevenson has not achieved enough to warrant a fight with him.
I mean, if he want to retire with the career that he got, then go ahead and do whatever you got to do. So I disagree with it. I think it's soft, but that's on him.
Do you still think that fight's possible? I know he might have a break after that fight with Lamont Roach, but do you feel like you guys could fight 2025 or 2026?
I ain't gonna lie, I ain't into chasing people around. I mean, if he's willing to fight, I'm ready to fight, and I think it should happen, but I ain't gonna lie, I can't sit there and chase you and then, you know, he could try to make it seem as though I need him and I don't need him, so.
This back and forth has fueled debates among fans and analysts about the merits and potential. Outcomes of a Davis-Stevenson matchup. Leonard Ellerbe, CEO of Mayweather Promotions, has defended Davis, asserting that Tank has the capability to defeat top fighters.
Who have Shakur? What have Shakur done? What have he done in the sport? He haven't done nothing. The young one is looking more better than him.
Who that?
The Keyshawn looking way more better than this. I keep screaming his name. He haven't done nothing. Keyshawn haven't even done nothing.
So what do you say to those who
Y'all
might
keep
be
saying
afraid?
his name for?
So what do you say to those who might be saying that, Tank is afraid of Shakur?
Afraid of what? Afraid of what? Us fighters, if we're afraid of somebody, it gotta be somebody hitting us and hurting us. Like, he don't have no offense. Everything is defense. Defense only winning basketball and football. That shit winning boxing.
Like Teofimo Lopez explained that arranging such high-profile fights requires time and mutual agreement from both parties, suggesting that negotiations are more complex than they may appear to the public. Discussions about a potential bout between Davis and Devin Haney have surfaced.
I'm very, very confident Tank beats all those guys. All those guys. You name, any of them you name, Tank can beat them.
Where would a fight with like a Devin Haney or a Teofimo Lopez sort of sit on the grand scheme of his schedule?
I don't think that you can put a timeline on that kind of stuff because the big fights happen when they really make sense for both sides. And, I know the fans get a little impatient at times, and that's understandable because they don't really understand how the business goes. Tank's coming off of a fight where, he's made tens of millions of dollars. And Tank alone has been generating, 8-figure revenue every single fight. Tank makes you an offer, it's probably not going to be what you expect because you get paid on what you kind of weigh. Tank is here, and the other guys are there, and I'm solely talking about generating the revenue.
But there are no concrete signs of this. Fight materializing soon, LB mentioned that some fights are not ready at the moment and emphasized that Davis is not willing to take a pay cut to facilitate any match, highlighting the financial considerations involved in organizing major fights.
Was there any talks at all with Team Haney after both of their last fights in April and May? Just because after both of their fights, their schedules were cleared and they're the two top lightweight.
And as I would say, some of those fights aren't ready at the moment. That's the best way to put it. Some of those fights aren't ready at the moment. And I think you can read between the lines. And one thing I do know, Tank Davis is not going to be taking no pay cut to do anything. He's the boss. So, again, is that all those guys are terrific fighters. I ain't got to call their names. They all are terrific fighters. They fight their behind off. But at the end of the day, Tank's that dude.
Davis has openly expressed his intention to retire, citing his discontent with various aspects of the sport. He has described boxing as garbage and indicated a desire to step away from the limelight, focusing instead on personal endeavors and spending time with his family. This sentiment underscores the mental and emotional toll that professional boxing can exert on athletes.
25 is after next year, I'm out of it.
After our second fight? You're out of it?
Yeah.
Care to elaborate on that?
Out of the sport.
After our second fight? Nah, no, I'm gonna win, bro.
Nah, I could tell you my fights.
Beyond his boxing career, Davis has shown little interest in mentoring or promoting upcoming fighters when asked about the possibility of signing prospects for GTD promotions.
Are you retiring?
What trash? What changed? What made this shit trash, garbage?
If you got the opportunity to sign a prospect for GTD, who will be?
I'm out of it.
Gervonta, something should have happened during this time because when I saw you at the Frank Martin press conference, it looked like you were like talks about retirement was not even discussed at this moment, and now it's something you keep on repeating. Is it just because obviously what you've done through boxing since you were a kid and everything? Where's Calvin Ford? Is Calvin Ford or Leonard Ellerbe? Usually they're around to.
You think you might regain the love for it though? You never know. Like you say, you got to walk today.
He declined emphasizing his decision to distance himself from the sport entirely. This indicates a clear intention to disengage from boxing-related activities post-retirement from the onset. Davis has expressed a desire to lead a secluded life away from public attention. He has mentioned plans to live away from everyone, suggesting that he seeks solace and privacy after years in the public eye. This desire reflects the challenges that come with fame and the yearning for a more peaceful existence.